Hi everyone, this is Mary Ellen, coming to you from Moonrise Cottage. As you can see, if you look behind me, I'm actually not at Moonrise Cottage today uh, because of the severe weather that's been going on in the Northeast, pardon me, for, gosh, it feels like 2 weeks now. I've taken refuge in a friend's office to be able to get the videos out, and that's been part of the delay. So I want to jump right in for you. This is your November 2017 Soul Tarot reading for Aries. And Aries, you've been on quite a journey. Last month, if you haven't seen the video, I'm urging you to pause this and go watch that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I love having you here. And to all the returning subscribers and regular viewers, it's great to have you back. We've just been together, that's how it feels to me, on this incredible journey. And I'm very eager and excited to be engaged in the process of finishing the work that I started in the beginning of the year by making a commitment to spirit, and that's the generic term I use, to get messages out through this beautiful deck of cards. So if you're new, I use the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck. It was developed by Caitlin Matthews, who has a huge body of work and a lifetime of dedication to this type of work. As we go forward toward the end of the year, there's been a shift and a change coming through in the messages since last month when I went to the Passage Tombs in the Boyne Valley in Ireland. So this message, you will see the shift and change. And the message basically is there is an event that's going to happen on the solstice. And I believe it's why I was led on that particular journey in order to experience the energy of the Passage Tombs and to be able to learn the things that I needed to learn to roll these messages out for everyone's benefit. So what I'm going to do is toggle back and forth. I'm going to show you the pictures of the cards as we discuss. Spirit's talking to me already, meaning Spirit and you, right? I'm just the mouthpiece in this equation. So I always want to be humble about that. It's really true. And if you're new, love to have you here. Very eager to hear about your experiences with Spirit, as many people express being very deeply touched by the cards and the way they come out. So let's jump right in. I'm just going to toggle back and show you the first card that's coming out in your reading. Look at that, Aries. So again, for all the folks who are new, and just as a reminder, this card that comes on the top of the reading, the very first card that is revealed, is the card that it holds the message and the theme that is wanting to be discussed in this current month about your journey and about the destiny of your soul journey as it relates to your human walk on this planet as you grow and develop, both as a human person and as a spirit entity. Having an adventure is what Spirit's talking about. So right off the top, we see the beautiful woman of skill. And what is significant about her is that she holds the sacred spool of destiny. And she winds the thread of destiny around the tower of inspiration. And that's what we see just behind her. And you can see she's standing sort of in a very mystical scene with water, which is very significant, I think, this month. It indicates a journey and the passage that is coming to us at the solstice. So your energy has evolved given the fact of your journey over the course of 2017 to date, is what Spirit's saying to me. It was a journey, and you've come to a particular type of shore. And there you stand, having arrived, in a sense, back here on the earth, having come through this mystical journey. And so that is why the card looks the way it does. And so Spirit wants to speak through me to you folks about this journey and the place in which you have arrived in this moment as you prepare your final stages of shift and change in order to be part of the fabric that is being woven for humanity's sake, so that we can go through the energetic shift and change and passageway that apparently is opening this year on the winter solstice. I've been referencing, or last month was referencing a lot in the October readings, which came out very late, if you're not aware, because I was traveling. And so there was a lot of notions about passage. And so that is the language that is coming through now. There are still messages coming to me from that place. So in essence, as I often reference, there is a woman standing in this card. In a sense, part of what wants to come out is that notation. This is a fertile moment. There is growth happening still, and it is now happening through the destiny that you possess and the power that you have through your shift and change and growth over the course of the year. You have the ability to shine a light on these realities, is what's coming through in your own life. And so that's the notification, so to speak. And then we have underneath that card is always you and your walk and the position that you are in these moments going through November. So I'm going to toggle over and show that to you. That is the revelation of knowledge, and that's what Spirit's been talking about. So, you know, this card, do you see the water in the background? The fact that these two cards are standing together, and one is indicating the night sky, the mystical realm, and the other indicates arriving into a new day with the sun brilliant in the sky, just coming up above the horizon. And Spirit saying that is what is occurring here while we see, Spirit's talking to me in the background about Pluto, while we see all the upheaval and all of the chaos that we see around us. Every place we care to look is what Spirit's saying. And the message is, don't worry, it's being taken care of. It does take time for change to happen. And so the revelation of knowledge is a story about a soldier, actually. Spirit's telling me spiritual warrior. This is what we've been experiencing. That gentleman that you see lying on the ground has been through many, many, many battles. And his destiny has been to go through these battles one at a time. I'm going to toggle back so I can show you the card. Okay, so he lived a long time. He was a warrior. And this channel, basically, all the messages that have been coming through have been about spiritual warriorship and spiritual development while we're journeying here. And so he had a very long journey. And at the end of his lifespan, rather than have a literal death, he actually began to shapeshift, and things began to be revealed to him. And when we see this beautiful elk, the animal medicine, knowledge, information about that has to do with stamina and the ability to force, sorry, I got a message coming in. Okay, so the ability to forge internal change and to be able to have the stamina and the strength and the clarity and the dedication, if you will, to stand in this way, really strong and really clear in the light of a new day, having crossed over this long journey. I love the fact that these two cards are coming out together. And it's telling me that your energetic alignment with Spirit is right where Spirit wants it to be in this moment. And so these things have been revealed to you and will be continue to be affecting you. And as you go through the month of November, you will understand and you will cross over this journey and you will cross back and forth, apparently, inside yourself as a spiritual being while you're having your human walk with spirit. So that's a very profound message. And it's clear to me as a card reader when I see these messages come out. Spirit last month was talking about the thread that each energetic set point holds within them, and the fact that what's been happening over the course of this year is a tapestry is being woven using the energetic threads of each astrological set point. So what's coming through is verbiage about that, and a desire for you to know with clarity that your efforts literally have an impact and you are changing our destiny by being willing and strong enough and having the stamina to go through the shift and change that you've been through over your lifetime, but particularly this year, in order to be in direct partnership. Take a look at this one more time. In direct partnership with Spirit. You are ready, and what you need to know is being revealed to you. And with this knowledge, you go forward in this type of partnership on your human walk through the month of November. So let's take a look at that, and we'll look at the cards together. So, having that discussion as a baseline, Spirit saying, take a look at the human walk. Spirit's basically just telling me, look into those cards and understand the message on an emotional, felt sense in that part of you. It becomes really clear what's happening. So if you look at that first card on the human walk, on that line, that's a major arcana card. That is the mover. It's aligned with the Chariot card, but here in Soul Tarot, it goes much deeper. And this card came out in the last reading I did, and I'd be curious to see, this is the topic of discussion. So what Spirit always wants us to know is, yes, you have the power to create your direction and make choices and go forward. But the power does not lie in those beautiful animals. The power is within you. Okay, I've got a message coming through. I'm going to give it to you in just a sec. That's the power. It is your energy that emanates into you and out. Into your periphery is what Spirit is saying. From the mystical realm. Okay, that's the Sacred Mother. Again, divine feminine energy that brings life and shift and rebirth. And it is, again, a very fertile moment that we're in the month of November and through December, because of what is happening. Energetically, we have been prepared. So let's toggle back and take a look at the next card on this human walk, okay? Give me just a moment. No surprise, right? That is the adventure of skill. So now that we have been brought into this type of energetic alignment, prepared to actively engage with creating our destiny and winding the thread of destiny around that which gives us inspiration as a base, we now have the energy to move that forward and to literally participate in that effort along with the spirit realm. And of course, that brings to us this amazing adventure. It's a skillful moment to have this type of adventure, the adventure of skill. And one of the things I love about this card, it's a little mouse, okay? And Spirit always says, look, don't think that you are powerless, because this little mouse has everything it needs. It's fat, it's well fed, it's got all the food, all the sustenance it needs. It's eager to take this adventure. And it just stands in this moment, preparing to set off on an adventure with this new skill set that each of us has within us at this point, because we have the ability that has been developed over the course of the year. So a set of skills, if you will, energetic skills, the way you are inside yourself as a spirit being has come very close to the surface. The veil is very thin. That's what's coming through about that. And so as we have developed our energy, now having the energy to move us forward as a class of beings, that's what Spirit is saying, through the chaos, through the lessons of Pluto, with the assistance of Pluto, is what I'm hearing. So, it's what Spirit's talking about is the ground is being tilled, meaning the upheaval that Pluto brings. The ground is being tilled. And now we are the beings who are able to plant the seeds and move the energy forward because the way has been provided for us. So I'm going to transition back, and I want you to look at the starting point, the spirit intention, how we have been going through this transition. And, Spirit acknowledging that we have been on a very long journey over time, eons. That is the central message, if you will, within the revelation of knowledge that stands next to Spirit, holding the spool of sacred destiny. It has taken many, many, many eons for us to come across this journey in our human form, helping us to come back to the place where we are able to control our energy set point and use that to create change with our heart chakras as our guide for our inspiration. And having been prepared in this way, we set off on this journey. And as we go forward into that journey, we're been given some really beautiful gifts. Again, another major arcana card. The last card on the human walk for the month of November is the Shaper of Growth. So we're ready. That's why Spirit was talking about the field has been plowed, and now it's just time to plant the seeds. All right. So we are the seeds. You are one of the seeds. That's part of the message that's coming through. There's a lot of chatter in the background. So the Shaper of Growth literally is the Sacred Mother, whose purpose is to shepherd souls as they cross over, ensuring the safe passage for this journey, and the fact that they have the abundance that they need. And the abundance that Spirit is talking about, to me in the background, is this. So, as we've been going through the months, a lot of people have asked, well, what do I do? Okay, I get that, but then what do I do? And the answer always comes. Just be. Be that which you are. There's a lot of, so as I'm saying the words, my heart chakra is just swelling. There's a lot of emotion there, which always tells me the depth of the impact and the truth of the message. We all have inspiration. We all have things that we feel called to, or urges that we'd like to respond to. And that's fantastic. Go for it, always. Follow your inspiration. I think we all know that, right? That's why I'm here. I left a certain type of life behind because I had to attend to this part of myself. So, we've been given what we need to shape our growth in this direction because the time is here. And as we come to the end of the year, our process will continue to unfold in a very deep, profound way. And basically the message is always just be in that energy set point, whatever it is for you. Stand in it. Get used to it. Develop the tolerance, Spirit is saying, of just being in your genes in that way. And it's not about, people talk about raising your energy and all that. I understand those words as descriptors. Basically, what we're really talking about is allow yourself to be a holder of this energy, right? Allow yourself to just sit in your place in the world in that way and become used to that. The fact that you can absorb this kind of beautiful spiritual energy, and then the purpose of it is to just emanate it. And you folks that know me, I do my best not to talk about religion, partly because I don't participate for my own reasons, and therefore, in some way, I think, well, you don't really have any right to talk about that in terms of being knowledgeable, etc. Here's the thing, though. It's funny to me. One of the things that's been coming through to help me try to illustrate, this message, the Spirit's been talking to me about Jesus. Like that, when you see illustrations of the Buddha or Jesus or any of those people, right? There's lots of them, and I know I'm not naming them all. It's not my intention to leave anything out. I honor every path, right? Any path of peace, I honor that. And you're resonating with that. That's fine. So the point is, those people, historical figures who have been held out over eons because of their ability to be in the world in this way. That's our destiny, right? That was just that those people were an example of what we have to offer and what our abilities are. And so now is the moment when we can stand in that place. And if I understand it correctly, in a sense, deep down, that's the message of most religions. Be striving in this direction. Come to the heart of your heart and find the energy that is there and simply walk down the street. And when you're sitting in your chair at work or you're sitting at a red light, you can have an effect on those around you by what emanates from within you. So that message, as if that's not strong enough, here's the next piece, okay? Let me just show you the bridge card. So I'm just going to give you a second because I want you to be able to look into that for a moment. The starting point and the purpose of your walk this month. And then here is, once you come to that place and that realization, that revelation of knowledge of yourself as a mover and changer of energy, and with that set point, the adventure that you begin to have, very skillful, a new adventure to shape your growth and the destiny of those of us here on the planet. That's the bridge card. On the left, just above the mover, that is the judgment of skill. And so as we move through this process this month, then what we are become involved in a sense, and of course it's a very natural type of movement, Spirit's saying, that's the judgment of skill. All right? So here's this, again, female energy, a fertile aspect of change and shift. And this is about just being in a quiet place within you, Spirit says, to do some review about our experience as a class of beings. And it's interesting because that phrase lately just keeps coming out. I get messages about us, meaning humans, as a class of beings. What our intellect has caused us to invent. That's what Spirit's saying. Meaning based on our fears, based on the things that we experience because of our lack of ability to walk in that energetic set point, right? That's brought to us a whole bunch of experiences that kind of look like that. And so now we're just going to ponder. So I would say in this month of November, practice. Just feel your heart chakra as if it was emanating energy from you. Because you know what? It really does. And so as you practice, that's what Spirit's talking about. You're just going to sort of have some review. in this beautiful place with flowers in your hair. It's calm. Again, water, that's about abundance and love and tranquility and a vessel. And so Spirit's saying, you are the vessel. And that is what you're thinking about, reviewing, pondering in this new place. You see how it's a number 4 card? So it's relatively new in terms of your development. And, you know, you have been given, see the 3? It's really interesting. And that's a 4. All right? So clearly you're on a pathway of development. Spirit's telling me you are the vessel. Never doubt that you are the vessel. Whoops, sorry. Okay? In all these ways, I have to hold it right in front of my face. I'm still learning my camera skills because I'm live streaming, even though I'm streaming directly to YouTube for this video, and we'll talk about that later. So, allow yourself the knowledge that has been revealed to you. Allow it to come into you in a way that is really all-encompassing, that you are a vessel. And the beautiful representation of water and life energy and love and abundance, tranquility, all those things that this card, oops, sorry, grabbed the wrong one. This card, as you ponder where we've been as a class of beings and your place and your part in this, in order to begin to be ready to release it. And, you know, actually, Spirit's correcting me. It's not really just about releasing. It's about, sorry, that was a preview, I guess, from Spirit. It's about that, right? So we can release that which no longer serves us as we think about where we're going and where we've been. Because this is the ultimate purpose, to come into this aspect of energy and be able to wind the thread of our destiny. It's a fantastic story. So let me toggle back for you because I want to give you just a moment to look at that while I get ready to show you your spirit line, your soul journey, and how that relates. I'm going to toggle back one more time. I want to show you something. Okay, so there's your human walk, okay? There's the unfolding of the pathway of this energy that you are walking in through the month of November, preparing for the winter solstice and the turning of the year, says Spirit. And in these moments, as you prepare and your energy is honed and you receive the gifts in order to stimulate your growth, you have then the desire and the ability to review and to ponder in a place of calm. And you know, part of what Spirit's talking about is with not just about the past, but about the present and all the things that you see going on around you in this world that we live in. As we prepare to shift and change that reality. And that's what we've been prepared for as we walk through the year of 2017. That's what Spirit is saying. So Spirit's telling me to show you the cards and let you sort of look at the human walk as it relates to the center line. So the woman of skill and the revelation of knowledge and the judgment of skill. What is it about this new skill set now that we've crossed over this long journey and things have been revealed to us over the course of the year? And here is the reflection of that journey on, you know, your spirit line, your soul progress. Spirit's talking about the travel inherent on the mystical realm as you walk through this place in a human form. And the very first card is the Queen of Art. It is, okay, so look at the Queen of Art. Again, you know, obviously, female energy, female energy, female energy in every single card, except the card that indicates you in this equation. The revelation of knowledge, we see a human man. And the message is coming through is about humanity. It's not about male energy per se. And that's what Spirit's talking about, a class of beings, okay? So the change that we are undergoing, it's a very fertile moment coming through the shift and change. And we have here, you know, it's very clear to me, all the things that we need as we take this journey. So on the spirit realm, the Queen of Art. All right, so check her out. Oh, it's the wrong way. Sorry. Okay, Queen of Art. See? She is sitting, again, she emanates this energy very intensely. And she sits enthroned in the triple spiral of life that has to do with shift and change, the birth, life, death cycle of rebirth and shift and change within a lifetime, and certainly in the mystical realm. Spirit's telling me, you know, those are the forces that drive the shift and changes that we experience here spiritually and physically. Remember that message? Look at that. So, you know, here we are in Earth having this experience. And on the spirit realm, this is what's driving it. The Queen of Art, whose job it is to bring the aspect of deep creativity and change with the fire of our passion right at our side. We have in this moment, Spirit's telling me, these two ladies, just like that, these two ladies are here to help us understand where we're at, what the moment we're standing in, okay? So, and then the very next card, look at that. Woo, that is some high test, sacred feminine energy. Really deep. And you know, what I love about this, the way these ladies are lined up, let me toggle back and show you. Look at the way they stand next to each other. If you look at the woman of skill who was over the top of the deck, of the reading, pardon me, and then, you know, the indication of the revelation of this knowledge to humanity, and the way we have toggled through, moved through this passage is what Spirit's saying. Loving that word lately. It is a mystical journey, a very intense, very fertile, the fertility of coming change, evolving change, on this shamanistically led journey. And if you look at the revelation of knowledge right in the center, that indicates our energy in these moments, and just above it is the Queen of Battle, a shamaness, here to help us travel back and forth and have this mystical regeneration that the soldier lying on the ground, shape-shifting, experienced in the revelation of knowledge. And that's the indication. And you know, let me toggle back for a minute because I want to show you something. Look at the human walk. Do you see where the revelation of knowledge, just below it is the adventure of skill? And that's the way that all these things, all these energies that are being described in this reading are talking about. It's the development as we go through energetically the shift and change in all of these ways and how they are related to each other. So let's look at the last card on the spirit line. And here we have beautiful, mystical male energy, the decider of will. This is the first card in the major arcana of this deck, and it is here to lead us forward, to give us the will, along with the intention and the ability, having evolved. Now we have at our heart chakras, do you see how illuminated this gentleman is? in the will center at the heart chakra. Someone once said to me, it looks like he has angel wings. And you know, I think when we see those depictions of angel wings, in a way, that's what it's about. It's about being, again, highly activated in this way in order to take these intentions forward and turn them into actual action and will set point to bring the change that is meant to come. And so that is the job of the decider of will. And that's why it's a number one. And as in numeral 1 card in the major arcana of the deck, that's a prophecy that we will now have. We're crossing over into these moments where we are going to literally have the will, finally, to change and to shift and to be willing to take part in that in a way that's full. And you know, in a way, Spirit's talking to me about, it's frightening to have to change your life and make a new decision and have the will to carry it out. That's what this year has been about. It's, okay, hang on a sec. So I'm laughing at Spirit because, you know, people have been asking me about twin flames, and I'm gonna be able to talk about that. Believe me, it's coming. But Spirit's been saying, you know, that's not right now, that's not what's important. What's important is your development as an individual and your willingness and ability to be the decider of will as a standalone being in these moments, so that you can join the tapestry and make up the tapestry that's being woven of the new cloth for the new life that's coming to us. And relationship or not, each of us has the ability and hopefully the willingness to take part in that. And so our development as individuals is critically important. And that's the only thing that Spirit wanted to talk about, at least through me, over the course of 2017. That's really making a lot of sense to me. You know, at first, I was just told, nope, we're not talking about it. Nope, don't talk about it. Nope, it's not about that. So all of you who've been out there patiently waiting, that's what that was all about. I don't know why Spirit's talking about. There's a lot coming through about that in the background. So apparently there are going to be some messages about that after the new year is what I'm being told. All right. So let's toggle back and take a look at that. I'm going to show you the full spread and the outcome card. So take a look at the spread. Just again, all the cards in relationship to each other. And look particularly at the center line of this reading. And, you know, just Spirit saying, notice how, as above, so below. What is happening in the mystical realm that helps us and supports us as we shift and change and develop and are given the ability to go forward. And in these moments of chaos and upheaval, with Pluto as our partner, resting in the first house of Capricorn, bringing all the changes that are happening here, not just in the general sense, but for us as individuals. And what Spirit's saying is this time as we shift and change, that is the focus. It is about individual growth so that we can utilize our human walk to step in to our true knowledge of our spirit self. And it's really interesting how mystical this process has become and deepened month by month. All the changes we were required to go through, and every single sign being required to come to some sort of an initiation. And I believe that was speaking to this topic, our willingness to understand ourselves in the deepest way possible, and then be willing to step in to your true self as you continue to walk on this journey. And so the outcome card, of course, no surprise whatsoever. Here it is. That is the last card in the major arcana of this deck. Oops, sorry. Look, the perfecter of energy, of course. And you see the triple spiral at the root chakra. Okay. all the challenges and all the tools that we're going to need. And again, a vessel filled with water. Isn't that interesting? A sacred vessel filled with the abundance that we need. And there's the triple spiral sitting at the pineal gland, at the crown chakra, having been awakened through the turning of our journey. And, clearly in 2017. But, this is about, a Spirit keeps talking about the eons. The story of human evolution. And one of the things that's coming through is about the rise and fall of feminine energy and the way that masculine energy and feminine energy fell out of alignment. Spirit's telling me the yin-yang got interrupted. It's time. We are the mechanism that can put that back together. All right? So show you that again. Spirit wants me to show you another card. Hang on. So take a look at that and the implications. Isn't it beautiful that humanity at the center is guided by the sacred feminine in all these ways? And that our will, the thing that indicates masculine aspect, in a sense, energy, sacred male energy, it's the will, again, to emanate what we see. Look diagonally from the bottom left to the top right of that spread. There's the sacred feminine energy moving, the movement of energy through this revelation of knowledge all the way toward the decider of will and how those two things are related. Spirit's talking again about the yin-yang. So, that is where we're going in the month of November. And, at least here in the United States, we have what's called the Thanksgiving holiday. So we have a lot to be thankful for, don't we? It's going to be an incredible month. I am sending you my intense thanks and love and encouragement, because it's really clear to me that we are standing on the cusp of this. And this is the energy and the shift and change that is waiting for us to step into it in the month of November as we move toward the winter solstice. So I will leave you with those notions, and thank you so much for viewing. I'm trying to make myself remember to ask people to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Apparently it does make a difference. So, one of the things I'm working on manifesting is I want to grow the channel. I want to have some deeper ways to manifest this desire that I believe we all carry inside of us. If you want a personal reading, click on the Show More button just below the video. There's a huge amount of information there. There's also some information about signing up for live stream. So my process going into 2018 is going to be to have what I hope will be a growing array of live stream events so that we can actually participate together, because that's what these readings have all been about, preparing yourself to join the tapestry. So let's have the tapestry live right here, as one example in your life. I'm asking for your support. There's a small fee for that. It's for a full year subscription so that I can continue to be here and do what I'm doing and learn all the things that I'm meant to learn from you while we go forward together. So I'm going to leave you with that notion, say thank you very much, and I'm already intensely eager to see what comes out in December. And I will talk to you then, God is willing. Thanks, everyone. I'm going to leave you with a picture of the spread so you can look into that for a few minutes before I stop the stream. Thanks again.